Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Virgo. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Virgos, please. All right, so we have the Page of Pentacles, so you may have a fellow earth sign headed your way, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. They're also showing up as the Chariot card, Cancerian energy. They're viewing you as the Ten of Swords, okay? So you may meet this person at a time where you're going through an ending, but also starting something new. So this could be a new job, this could be you know, a new life after a divorce or some sort of personal loss. And we see the connection, the Queen of Wands. All right, so it's definitely going to be fiery, passionate, and sexy. And we have the Emperor here, Aries energy. So this is definitely somebody who's got it together, Virgo. They could be divine masculine energy, but remember that... Sorry, I just got thrown off for a second here. Remember that we all have masculine and feminine energies. So it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm referring to male or, you know, a man here. But I feel like this person's very successful. They're very strategic. They're really well put together. I do feel like they're wealthy or they have a lot to offer. They're elegant in the way they present themselves. All right, with the Page of Pentacles, I also feel this person's really thoughtful and strategic. I think they're excited about starting something new, but this isn't someone who takes like unnecessary risks. They take calculated risks in whatever it is they do, whether it's business ventures or it's relationships, you know, living situations, travel, whatever it might be. The Six of Wands here, Virgo, tells me that this person is very successful. I also think they get a lot of attention because this is somebody who has a lot to offer. All right. And they probably have other people who are after them or interested in them. But I do think that they really protect their energy. They don't just sort of give it up to just anybody. Right. They're looking for someone who's going to be an energetic match with the Four of Wands. So I love the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands. Both of these cards are marriage cards for me, Virgo. So a lot of you may end up being married to this person or in a stable connection. Pay attention to 1111 coming through around this person. I feel like this is definitely divine counterpart, soulmate energy. Some of you may meet this person at a party or at some type of celebration or during some sort of holiday. Again, I feel like there's most likely other people around when you meet this person. Obviously, some of you could work with this person or they could be like a boss or something. Yeah, look at that. Interesting. We get the Ten of Swords in reverse, Virgo. So that's confirmation for me that you meet this person as you're ready to start something new after you've been through a process of healing or you've been through something painful. But it does feel like, my Virgos, you've metabolized it. And it's like you're putting yourself out there, you're feeling in alignment, and boom, you have this really successful, attractive person who comes in who really matches your energy. All right, so I love this for you, Virgo. It kind of feels like karmic justice after whatever this Ten of Swords is, whatever you've been through. You know, and Spirit has a funny way of sending us soulmates right in the nick of time. All right, so we see there could be a generational difference. So it's possible for a 10+ year age difference between you and this person. I also read this as you two could just be of different generations. So, you know, you could be like Gen X and they could be a millennial or something like that, or, you know, a millennial and Gen Z, whatever it is. All right, so we see Virgo. So this person may have strong Virgo in their chart. They're great planners and organizers. They have a tendency to overthink and overanalyze, but this person is very independent. Yeah. And like I said, this person takes risks, but they take calculated risks, you know. They have a strong sense of self and self-reliance, so they could be an entrepreneur. They're kind of giving off CEO vibes, to be honest. But again, it's just somebody who's very independent. They're self-starter. They've done well for themselves because of that. And at the bottom of the deck, we see mother energy. This person's mother could be very important to them. I don't know if they've bought they made some money and the first thing they did was buy their mother a house, right? Or a car, or, they're just very close to their mother. But we also see that they could be a single parent for some of you, or they want to have children. They're showing up here as the Chariot, so Cancerian energy. So this is somebody who's very loving, they're very nurturing, they're very creative. This is somebody who, they may love animals, they may have pets. This is someone who's definitely they're going to do an assessment of you, Virgo, and then they're coming towards you. So I definitely think this person's going to be pursuing you. All right. We see they could be brunette or have brown hair. Now, this is a really specific message that's not going to be for all of my Virgos, but it will be confirmation for some of you. We also see Canadian, again, a confirmation message for some of you, but it's not going to be for all of you, and it doesn't mean it's not your reading if it doesn't resonate. But, this person could be Canadian, or there's some sort of Canadian connection. Maybe they lived in Canada, maybe they work in Canada, maybe, they have a sibling in Canada or something. And we also see blonde. So again, we get blonde, we get brunette. I'm reading for a lot of you. Remember, these are confirmation messages for some of you. All right. And maybe some of you too, this person, switches up their hair color. Maybe this is somebody who goes blonde for the summer months, right? But they're naturally a brunette. So just really trust your intuition here. All right. So let's see what else my Virgos need to know about this person. What else do my Virgos need to know about this person? All right. So we see message of concern. Yeah, so this is somebody who's going to be, worried about you, Virgo, in the sense that they're going to really put your comfort and your happiness at the forefront. This is the type of person that wants to hear from you if you've gotten home late at night, or when you're traveling or something like that. We definitely see this person definitely has a side to them where they worry. Now, my Virgos, my strong Virgo placements out there, that Virgos definitely tend to worry, although I say we, because yours truly is a Virgo rising. We don't always show it, but, we can definitely worry. Virgo placements worry a lot, and especially if they're feeling imbalanced, but it's also, it's kind of Virgo nature to be concerned about others and concerned about details and concerned about, whether or not, your person is happy, worried about outcomes and things like that. All right, and we see the Lovers in reverse. Now, for some of you, there could be some sort of third-party interference here. Now, it might be something that they worry about. Maybe it's something you worry about, because I do think that this person gets a lot of attention, Virgo. But again, they might also be worried that you're not over an ex, or you have other people available to you, or because you have this sort of new lease on life, that you are, that you're not ready to settle down, or you're not going to choose them. Although I do see them as somebody who's extremely high vibrational here. Sexy, attractive, having a lot to offer, very concerned with your happiness and your comfort, which is beautiful. Because, when two givers come together, it can be such a beautiful thing. And Virgos, you do, when you love someone or you care about somebody, you do give so much. Some of you, this person goes by a nickname. All right. This person has lived in more than one country. All right. They may sing in the shower. This is also my workout card. This is somebody who goes to the gym, they work out. But you might catch them, singing while they're showering or while they're washing dishes and things like that. And their first, middle, or last name may begin with a vowel here. All right. I'm seeing A and E coming through, but of course, it can be any vowel. Now, Virgo, they're viewing you as the 10 of Swords, and you're showing up as the 10 of Swords in reverse. So they know that you've been through some sort of painful ending, or this person comes into your life after some sort of, painful or difficult period and ending. So it can be a divorce, it can be the loss of a loved one. It can be also a period of time where you weren't really taking good care of yourself. Okay, and you have a new lease on life. You're starting something new, taking your diet, your health into consideration. Okay, and we see Hierophant energy. So some of you, they meet you after an ending of a relationship or a job or maybe a difficult family situation. But I also think the Hierophant in reverse, this Taurus energy, tells me that that you're very different from one another. Okay, and so I think that's something that they like, but they might also be a little bit worried that you're not going to move forward or you don't see things the same way. All right, and we see the Five of Wands. So this person also might be a little bit worried that you're conflicted about relationships, especially if you've just freed yourself up or you've been through something difficult or your energy is scattered. We do have double fives here. So Virgo, this is definitely somebody who comes into your life at a time of conflict or fluctuation or change. But Virgo, you're ready for this. The Magician card, Virgo, Gemini energy. You are feeling in alignment. You're metabolizing some very difficult lessons. You have all the tools that you need. And some of my Virgos, you will be feeling like, wow, okay, I really did manifest this. Or, Spirit is sending me a soulmate just kind of when I need somebody. I need the love. I need the support. I need the distraction. Okay. So let's see what else we need to know. All right, we see Don Juan. So Virgo, this person does see you as very sexy and attractive, also very seductive. And so they do know that other people are after your affection or your attention as well. Yes, and I mean, Virgo, they see you as romantic, they see you as charming, but they definitely see potential for power or for this to be a power couple type situation. The Queen of Wands, she's sitting here at the gym. So some of you could meet at the gym or doing things like hiking or jogging or something like that. But I feel like both of you do take good care of yourselves, or that's, you meet at a point in time when you're taking your health and wellness seriously. I think this is going to be a sexy, fiery, and passionate connection. All right. And we see reciprocity matters. So this connection thrives when giving and receiving are balanced. Mutual effort becomes part of the alignment. All right. So I love that. So this is, both people prioritizing balance and harmony here. All right. We see healing through honesty. Oh, I love this. So this connection brings truth where avoidance once lived. Healing begins with openness. Okay, so this is someone that you will be, completely honest with. And I also think you're at a point in time, Virgo, as well, where you demand honesty in your relationships. And I kind of get that a lot of my Virgos, you're in this place of, take it or leave it. This is who I am. This is what I want. And I think this person's going to really appreciate that. And we see emotional timing. Yep, this is confirmation that this connection unfolds according to emotional readiness. Patience allows alignment to deepen, but it's kind of like, this person comes in exactly at the right time. And at the bottom of the deck here, Virgo, we see mutual recognition. So this connection holds the potential for shared awareness and understanding. And I like that. You two really are interested in each other's happiness, your comfort, your safety. And I love that. There's this mutual recognition of the paths, the lives that you've led before you meet each other and the paths that you've been on. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else we need to know. What else do we need to know here, please? What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know? All right, so we see divine timing, so a serendipitous event. So it is going to happen in perfect timing here, Virgo. We see soulmate. You have found your romantic counterpart, so you two are definitely soulmates. There's magnetism here, so there's a gravitational pull to each other. But I also feel with this magnetism card, there's this invisible cord between the two of you. All right, and we see friend zoned. Some of you, this person could be a friend who wants to be more. Okay, I don't see that there's a lack of passion in this connection, but I mean, ultimately that's going to be for you to decide. But I think this person is worried that you're gonna friend zone them, or you're gonna keep them in the friend zone as you suss them out. All right, and we see the energy is fun and lighthearted, but uncertain. All right, what else do my Virgos need to know here, please? What else do my Virgos need to know here? So the month of February, so you could be dealing with a Pisces or an Aquarius here. Now, my readings are really meant to be kind of, the time frame, the next couple of weeks, maximum next couple of months. But, you could look back and see that something in February happened that helped bring you two together. Like maybe your divorce was finalized in February and you're putting yourself out there in August, whatever it might be. But February being important to this connection as early as this week, and we do see August coming through, which is the month I'm doing this reading. All right, my lovely Virgos, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.